little roll-ups. So just come like all the way up to your toes, or all the way up as far as you can, and then just give a little stretch, bending your knees if you want, just kind of stretching out that low back. And then we'll go nice and slow back down again, and then rolling all the way back up. And we'll just do a few of these, maybe like 5, just reaching and coming back up, getting a good stretch. And then on this next one, you'll reach back, and then as you come up, we'll twist to one side. And so you'll reach behind you and get this big twist, and then we'll go back to forward and then roll down, come back up, twist to the other side, nice twist, kind of reaching behind you. And get back to neutral before you roll back. So it's like roll up, then twist, untwist. Roll back down. I'm going to do one more each. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and stand on up. And you're going to find your weight. And you're going to grab it with both hands, and we're just going to hold it at your chest. And we're going to just hold on to it for like 40 seconds. So you can be walking around, you can be standing still, but no matter what, you're like really bracing with your midline, pulling your belly button to your spine, and holding the weight any way that's comfortable for you. Maybe in like a front rack, maybe a goblet, maybe you're kind of hugging it. That's totally fine, but all we're doing right now is just holding that weight, bracing your midline, again, standing or walking, whatever you want. And we're going to hang out here for 30 more seconds. And so it should feel pretty manageable, but this is actually kind of slowly warming up your body, just to be holding this weight here, firing that midline, making sure that everything's engaging as you're holding this weight. For 10 more seconds. Just do a nice little baby, holding it like a little bunny. All right, 3, 2, 1. And we'll go ahead and set the weight down, and then we'll just do a little step over. So we'll kind of step over the weight and step back. And we're going to do this also for 40 seconds. And again, if you want to move a little faster, you can. It's totally up to you. But just keep going for 10 more seconds. Okay, rest. And then we're going to go back and do some sit-ups. And so for the next minute, ready, set, go, sit-ups. We're just going to do 45 seconds of sit-ups. And they can be nice and slow and steady. We're still just like using these as a warm-up, and I know it's hot outside, so it's definitely okay to take them slow and steady. Dang it. I thought that was going to run longer. Stop beeping at me, you stupid clock. But we're still doing sit-ups. Sorry for the little break there. And we'll do them for 30 more seconds. Three, 2, 1. All right, we'll take a 15-second break to go ahead and stand on up, and you'll grab that weight again. And we're going to pin it to our chest, and we're going to do the same thing as before. You can stand, you can walk, whatever you want. 3, 2, 1, go. And we'll do 45 seconds. Again, just holding this weight here. I'm already sweaty. more seconds. 3, 2, 1. And we'll go ahead and set that weight down, and we're gonna go back to like step overs, maybe a little bit faster this time. You still get a little chance to shake it out for 10 more seconds. Maybe you wanna jump. Anything you want for your step overs. 3, 2, 1, go. Taking a little extra step on each side to drive off the outside foot. Kind of feels good taking a couple extra steps. But again, any kind of getting over your dumbbell that you want, or your pretend dumbbell, or your cinder block, or whatever you're working with. More seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. We're gonna do 2 more rounds of that. So in 10 seconds, go back to our sit-ups. 3, 2, 1, go. Three, 2, 1, rest. And we're gonna go back to that hold. And if you haven't tried walking around a little bit, you can try walking around a little bit this time. In 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. And even as you're walking, pretend your weight is just an absolutely full container of water or some very precious liquid that you really don't want to spill. So staying nice and tight with every step. No spilling your weights. And just nice walking, like heel to toe. There's no reason to walk too fast. Three, 2, 1, rest. And we're gonna go back to stepping over your dumbbell. This time I'm gonna go forward and backward, but you can keep doing however you want. 3, 2, 1, go. You can even do some little hops if you want, rather than steps. Anything you want. Just trying to move your feet a little bit over your dumbbell and back. More seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. And we'll do some more sit-ups. Last round of this part. 3, 2, 1, go. more seconds. 3, 2, 1. We'll come on up and do that weight hold another time, and you can walking around if you want. 3, 2, 1, go. And you could try maybe not walking faster, but maybe try taking like a bigger step and see if that makes it harder to really keep your weight still, as if you can't spill. So really still trying to like brace to your midline, no spilling your weight, nice and tight. And you can mix it up a little bit, maybe adding the steps, maybe stepping backward. Can you still keep that weight from spilling? Going backwards. Any way you want to play around with this weight hold for the last round is totally cool. But again, just really focusing on bracing that midline and no spilling. Oh, 3, 2, 1, rest. Lost track of time on that one. And we'll do last time for our dumbbells, and maybe you want to jump this around, mix up laterally or forward and backward. It's totally up to you. Ready, set, go. Woo. One, rest. Okay, we'll take a little breather, grab some water. It's very hot. And so we're going to use our weight for the next part. And for today, if possible, we're going to try to use something that you can hold in one hand. And if you have 2 things that you can hold in one hand, that's great. And if you don't, then it's okay, because we can do like a set on the right and then a set on the left. And if you, otherwise you'll just do 2 sets. And so we'll start with some RDLs, deadlifts, keeping a pretty straight leg. And so you go ahead and pick up your weights, and they're going to start at your side if you have 2 weights. And you'll just be hinging forward, getting as close to the floor as you can while keeping your back flat, shoulder blades down and back, midline tight, so that your hips are going up and back in space. And you're just hinging forward toward the ground. And we're going to do 15 reps. And so again, that's where it's like, if it's a little bit lighter so you can hold one in each hand, that's great. And we're going to go straight from our 15 reps into 30 steps, holding the weight at your side. And so again, if you have only one hand weight, then you can just do in your right hand those one side RDLs, and you can still do 15, and then do 30 steps, blah, 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 19, 20, 29, 30, lots of steps. And then we'll switch to the other side and do your 15 deadlifts plus 30 steps. And then the rest of us, we're just going to have it in both hands for both reps. But we're going to do 2 rounds of 15 deadlifts plus 30 steps. Does that make sense? Cool. Okay, great. And so when you're ready, you can start.
The legs aren't staggered, right? Your legs are shoulder width apart.
Yes, my legs are shoulder width apart and even, so both my feet are right under my hips, and both feet are like flat on the ground, weight in both legs evenly as much as possible. Even with the weight on one side, I'm still trying to like stay balanced and hinge forward.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah, and so we'll do 15 reps plus 30 steps, and if you have to make some little passes with your steps, that's fine. And again, the weight should be pretty manageable, so it doesn't need to be super slow and steady. You can kind of just plug through these reps at a pace that feels comfortable. And again, the RDLs really shouldn't feel too heavy, but it should start to feel like you really want to set them down by the end. Because again, we're trying to go 15 deadlifts, 30 steps times 2 before you set it down if possible. And again, really bracing as you're holding the weights just like we were in the warm-up. And then once you've done your 15 plus 30, go right into the second round if you can without setting the weights down. You can set them down. Nice job. All right, so as you're finishing up those last steps, we're gonna do a similar thing, but now we're gonna be holding the weights on your chest. And as you're doing so, the weight might be like touching your shoulders or touching your chest, but the idea is that it's like just barely touching. It's not resting on your body. You wanna hold the weight in your hands. But at the same time, you want to think about hugging it close, by engaging your midline, keeping that weight close to you, but hold it in your arms. Don't rest it on your body. Like holding it in that position is going to be what's challenging here. And so we'll get them up into that front rack. And so again, they're kind of touching my shoulders, but I'm really just squeezing them close, holding the weight mostly in my arms. It's barely touching on the shoulders. And from here, we're going to do 10 squats. 9, 10, and then we're gonna do 20 steps. And again, just like down and back or whatever. 19, 20, and then again, we'll do it 2 times. 20 squats, 10 squats, 20 steps. Not 20 squats. Sorry, just 10 of the squats. Sorry, I'm just looking at the 20 steps. 10 squats, and then 20 steps. And same thing, we'll do it 2 times. So if you're using a one-arm thing, you can do it on your right, and then do it on your left the next time. And similarly, trying to get through the whole 2 rounds with as little rest as possible. And yeah, and when you're ready, you can go. And again, if that was confusing because I was saying things wrong, it's always cool to yell at me. 10 squats. And then 20 steps. And then another 20. Nice job. All right, and then the last one, we're gonna do, I'm gonna do this with a little bit less weight, so I'm gonna do this one with one dumbbell, but same thing, you can do these with 2. And now we're gonna do an overhead press. So y'all know I'm still kind of taking it easy on my shoulder, which is why I'm gonna drop it down to 1. But also if you have one dumbbell, it's great with one dumbbell too. And so we'll do 5 presses overhead. And then you're gonna leave it in this overhead position, shoulder blades down and back, nice and stable overhead. And again, really bracing your midline for 10 steps. Am I gonna run into my garage door? Yes. Yeah, I'll do my steps over here. So 10 steps, and then same thing, another 5 press, blah, 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 and then another 10 steps. Love the chat. I had to see what's going on in there. But yeah, so when you're ready, it's 5 press and then leaving it overhead for 10 steps, 2 times. And again, the trick here is trying to keep the weight in your hands for that carry and the press as long as you can. Sorry, no, you can't see me anymore, but coming over here where I have room to take 10 steps. Nice job. All right, and so we're gonna do 2 more rounds of all of that. And so from now on, you can totally work at your own pace, or you can keep following along with me. Or if you know you're out ahead, that's great too. So 15 of the deadlifts plus 30 steps 2 times, 10 of the squats in the front rack plus the front rack walk for 20 steps 2 times, and then 5 of the overhead press plus the 10 steps 2 times. And so yeah, if you're comfortable in that, you got it in your head and you want to just fly off without us, you totally can. But otherwise, if you want to keep just moving with me, you know, I'll keep guiding us through. All right, so I'm gonna go back to those deadlifts for 15 deadlifts. And then it's 15 deadlifts plus 30 steps 2 times. And no spilling your weights. And try to do those 2 sets back to back if you can. take some time to shake it out between reps because your grip can really use it. Even if your lungs probably feel okay, but your grip hopefully is starting to feel a little bit of that stuff. And after you get a little shakeout, it's 10 front squats plus 20 front rack steps. And once you've done your front rack, shake it out a little bit before you do your overhead. And for overhead, it was 5 overhead press plus 10 steps. 2 times. And get some water, shake it out between rounds, and we'll do one more round. So 3 sets total for our carries today. I think carries are kind of fun, so hopefully you're not too bored out there. I know maybe they're boring, but
Chardy, how many sets is it total?
3.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah. But also if you want to do more or less, like whatever you want. But we probably have about 5 minutes left for this part. And I guess I'll go into the last round. 15 pec and deadlifts, 30 steps. And then you got 10 squats plus 20 front rack steps. Yeah. A little bit to shake it out, and then overhead press times 5 plus 10 steps times 2. You can rest when you're at the end, or whenever you want. And you can take the next minute or so to finish up, get some water. If you're still finishing up, that's okay. And getting some rest, and then I'll start explaining what's next, but again, just resting, getting water, finishing up, moving through wherever you're at is totally great. And for the last part, we'll use one weight, so if you were using 2, you'll drop down to 1. If you were using 1 before, we're just going to put both hands on it now. And the weight starts on the ground each time, and so from the floor, make sure you're bracing your midline, setting your shoulder blades down and back, nice tight core. You're gonna jump, shrug, clean it to your chest, and then finish with a squat and a press. And so you're gonna, from the ground, clean, squat, press each time. And remember on those cleans, you really wanna keep the weight close to you. Jump, shrug, pull into that front rack, squat, and press. And if you want, you can clean directly into the bottom of that squat if you're feeling it, rather than catching it at the top and then squatting. You can come all the way into the bottom on your clean. Either way is fine. Just clean plus squat plus press. And then the other movement, we'll be doing 2 movements. The other movement is going to be a hollow hold. So your midline or your low back is on the ground. Feet are up. Arms, shoulder blades up off the ground. Arms can be down or up. And then we're going to kick our legs. And then if you want it to be a little bit spicier, you can add your weight. And so holding that weight just on your chest, kind of like our front rack for those flutter kicks. And then even more intensity, you could hold it up over your chest. But you can decide how you want to do your hollow flutters today. With a dumbbell or without, either way is good. And so the format, what we're gonna do with those 2 movements, you're gonna do 10 minutes, as many rounds as you can, starting with 1 squat clean plus press. And then you'll come down to the floor and you'll do 40 flutter kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, until you get to 40, 40. And again, whatever variety of flutter kicks you want. And then when you get back to your dumbbell, you're gonna do 2 clean squat press, and then 40 flutter kicks. 3 squat clean press, 40 flutter kicks. 4 squat clean press, 40 flutter kicks. So we're really gonna be doing a lot of flutter kicks, but after 40 flutter kicks, you'll come back to your dumbbell and just keep increasing reps as you go. And we'll do that for 10 minutes and just getting as far as you can. Questions? All right, let's get it. All right, we're gonna start in 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. Clean, squat, and press. And then flutter kicks. Kicks, counting each one before coming back to your dumbbell for that clean squat and press. And this time you're going to do it 2 times. Back to the floor, clean, squat, press, and then 40 more flutter kicks. Like I said, it'll be lots of flutter kicks for this workout. And if you need to break them up into 2 sets, that's totally fine. And it's okay to just kick fast. Get them done. And just keep adding 1 more clean squat press each round. seconds. Ten seconds. Three, two, one. Rest. Good job, everybody.